Thank you, Robert. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there.
There's nothing that says Christmas more than Santa Claus. In fact, during the holidays, it's hard to miss him. But he wasn't always so jolly.
Santa Claus of today just doesn't look like Santa Claus of 200 years ago. He's been depicted as a skinny man, as a tiny little person, as a giant.
When we see the early images of St. Nicholas, he's tall, he's slender, he has a beard, he looks somewhat stern.
And traditionally in Europe, Santa was kind of a gruffer person.
He also had a reputation for demanding discipline from children.
All that changed with the publication of a single poem, A Visit from St. Nicholas, written by Clement Moore.
The poem crystallized an image of Santa Claus that just snowballed in American popular culture and in the minds of Americans. The image of this round, jolly elf with the snow-white beard was so captivating that that image displaced a lot of other ways of depicting Santa Claus. I mean, quite literally with that poem, Santa Claus became typecast.
But how did Moore come up with the Santa Claus that we all know and love? Every Christmas Eve, he would write a poem to read to his children. On December 24th, 1822, he set out for some last-minute shopping and was unexpectedly inspired.
He was out in a carriage, and the person who was driving the carriage was a man of Dutch extraction. Evidently, he was large, he had a beard. The physical image of this fellow was the image that Clement Moore used in his description of Santa. And then the rest of the story goes that he came back home and he wrote down the poem.
'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads.
He read from a handwritten copy and then put it in a drawer. And there it disappeared for months till a house guest found it and had it published in the Troy Sentinel newspaper the following year on December 23rd, 1823.
We were looking for Santa Claus, and Clement found him first, and people agreed. They said, yes, that's perfect. That's wonderful. That is Santa Claus.
His eyes, how they twinkled. His dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow.
Now, the original poem, handwritten by Clement Moore on that Christmas Eve night in 1822, is available to the public. Consider it the ultimate Christmas gift.
Clement Moore's poem has, along with Christmas, been exported to the world and translated into every imaginable language. It's probably the most important item that we have if one were to collect Christmas-related memorabilia.
Why do we read this poem year in and year out? The faces of children and adults, when you're reading the poem or when they're hearing the story, that alone is reason enough to do it.
Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donder and Blitzen.
This poem brought a lot of joy into the world, and it still does.
But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night." Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
And here it is, right here in the master's own hand, and his signature and the original title, A Visit from St. Nicholas. Who wouldn't want to have this precious artifact for their grandkids? Vivica, let's start the auction.
Thank you, Duchess. Let's begin at 400,000 I have. 400,000 bid here now for the manuscript. At 400,000, do I hear 450? 450,000 over here to the order bid. Go 500, yes, on the phone. $500,000 over here now. Do I hear 550,000 if you wish? Yes, to the order bid over here now at $550,000 now for this historical document.
Now, the ultimate auction continues online. A Visit from St. Nicholas is a national treasure you could own. And institutions such as the Library of Congress would welcome the generous donation of this classic poem. Go to Amazon.com/auctions for further details.